Ooh, my gut hurts. What is this feeling? It feels different from my typical stomach discomfort. I wonder what's underneath.
I wish she was more...
I found a key. Is this some sort of adventure game?
Here's the thing. So I think with AI art, everyone's very much, this is shitty, don't do it. But honestly, people, the same goes for generative AI when it comes to translation and voiceovers and writing. These are all things skilled people can do so much better. And I know being a gaming developer, there's so many different balls you have to have up in the air. There's so many things that need to come together. There's a lot of resources involved. It's very difficult. But this game is actually hurting from the use of AI. I think it could have been better. Without the AI voiceover, it would have been tons of better when it comes to the impact of the actual story, and then I wouldn't even have cared that much that some of the translations are super weird. But on top of that, you know, in the combination of like super weird robot voiceover and weird translation, it's too much. It took me out. It just took me out so much, and I didn't even want it, but it always just floored me. So I think, you know, this is a rant. I'm super sorry. This is not just specifically for this developer, but because I found this happen more often now. And I know in the past, you know, what a lot of times happen with horror game development is that you saw the same assets, you know, and the same jump scares and everything, and it all looked a little bit the same. But nowadays, so many people use generative AI to think, you know, they don't need someone to polish the writing. They don't need anyone to do a voiceover. They don't need anyone to do background art or whatever. You do need it. For proper translation, you need someone who can at least quality assure the translation you did with the AI. For proper voiceover, you need actual people to put emotion into it, because even someone who cannot do it properly, who's not a professional, can put more emotion because they read the text and they know what's going on. They can emote. An AI is incapable of emoting. It sounded ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So it's my biggest thing, and it's kind of a shame that this is just, you know, popping up more and more, because you're really devaluing the art of other people, and you yourself would hate it if I would be like, I don't need a developer to create an indie game. I can just use an AI and that creates the game for me. That's not how it works. This is art. It might not be, you know, like in the Louvre. It might not be in the MoMA, but it's an art to create a video game experience that is entertaining, that is immersive, that in some way elicits an emotion. And to just think you can skip steps of this art by using AI, and I think important steps. So because this is not something to just small things you know, make easier. I think, you know, even with Photoshop, of course there's some AI, or with filters for photography, you know, there's AI involved, of course. And even as a translator, I think a lot of translators still use DeepL and Google, but they will still, after that, take a deep, long look and, you know, rewrite it in a way that it makes sense and everything. So it's okay to use it as a tool, but to just use it to skip important steps in the process where usually people are involved, or your own work would be involved, is just not, I would not advise it. And especially AI voiceover. I mean, look, it's an indie game. You don't need a voiceover. I'm always happily surprised if I have good voiceover in an indie game. I'm even happily surprised if I have average, medium to bad voiceover in an indie game. But I'm thoroughly weirded out, up to disappointed, if I have AI voiceover in a game that's not used to its best usage. Like if you have a robot and then you say, I use the AI voiceover because it sounds like a robot, that's fine, you know. It's still not nice. It would still be better if you have someone real do it, because it makes a whole world of difference. But I guess it's fine. But to have actual people be voiced over by the robot voice, it just takes a lot out of the whole emotional impact. And I think this is it's not the first time I did this. I came to this conclusion for an indie game, and I hope I will not have to do this over and over again, because it's getting a little bit annoying. So I'm really sorry that I will leave you on this whiny note. Well, what do you think? What do you think about the use of AI, voiceovers, writing, translation, and even AI art in video games? I think it's a highly controversial topic, because I know you can use it as a tool, and you should use it as a tool, but not as a replacement. If you use it as a baseline tool and then but specific things, yeah, as I said, with the AI voiceover, it works for like robot voices or background or like TV announcements. But even then, a real person would just do it so much better. And the same goes for art. The same goes for writing. The same goes for translation. A real person would simply do it better. There's a more natural flow to it, because real people have emotions. They have contextual knowledge. They don't go by algorithm. They don't go by probability. They go by their experience, their grasp of the human language, by context, by emotion. So there's a lot more involved than just probability. Yeah. But still, feel free to comment your take on AI AI tools in art. And also, if you're new to this channel, usually I don't rant like that. I talk a lot, but I don't rant that often. No, really not. So, subscribe. Anyways, I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And maybe see you next time. Bye. This is myself recorded out for song, so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.